This weekend, I watched Indiana Jones films with my son. Well, the first three at least. We didn't really finish three, but we were close enough. So I figured I'd take a look back at the three Indiana Jones films today, and then tomorrow, for Modern Monday, will be the fourth one. So I'm going to start with Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, just so you know, Temple of Doom is the one I've watched the most. Raiders of the Lost Ark, not so much. It's probably only the second time I've ever really watched it all the way through. I will say, though, the beginning scene where Indy is traipsing through the jungle with Alfred Molina's character and they're going through, it's absolutely gorgeous. The cinematography is great. Just the whole landscape of everything that's happening in front of you is magnificent. And then you get to the scene where he's got to change that. He's got to switch it around, and he does it, but it goes down anyway. And here comes the big ball, and it's running. But everybody remembers that part. But what I never realized was that he actually gets betrayed by Alfred Molina, and then they find his dead body. He finds his dead body, because for some reason the traps set off, because there are booby traps, and they set off when you go the opposite way too, which doesn't make much sense to me, because once you're through them, you should be done with them, but yet he's still killed by a booby trap that he knew was there. So they kind of just want to get rid of the character, maybe, I don't know. But Indy gets the idol back, and he's free to go until he's stopped by Belloq, played by Paul Freeman, who I think is a great villain, played by a great actor. And Belloq takes the idol and leaves Indy to die, but Indy, of course, gets back to, teaching his classes. Now, the weird thing is, in this film, it's portrayed as if he was in England. However, in the third film, he's in New York, and it's the same school. So I'm confused. Did they decide to change that or not? Because who knows? But Indy is talked to by Marcus, who tells him that Abner Ravenwood is, that they need to find Abner Ravenwood because people are searching, there are Nazis, they're searching for the Ark of the Covenant, which is something to do with Jesus, to help the resurrection or something like that. And so he goes to find Abner Ravenwood, but Abner Ravenwood has passed away, and so he finds his daughter, Marion Ravenwood, played by Karen Allen, who is fantastic in this film, by the way. So is Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. You're not going to convince me. You're not going to try to recast him with Dylan O'Brien. This was heavily rumored to happen, and say this is Indiana Jones. No, it's... And when we get to the third one, I'll tell you why no one can be him unless they do a certain way. Certain actors can, certain actors can't. And I don't know enough of Dylan O'Brien to know whether or not he can actually portray the character the way it's supposed to be portrayed. When we get to Last Crusade, we'll talk about that. But here, he meets Marion. Marion is willing to help him for a lot of money, which she needs. She owns a bar. Indy supposedly leaves. The Nazis show up, and all hell breaks loose. Indy comes back in to save her, and then they're captured. One thing I'm going to tell is this creepy little motherfucker right here. He is the creepiest guy in the movie. As soon as you see him pop up, go with that. It's like, hey! He's the creepiest guy in this movie. Another thing, the Holy Grail, it's... Hail Holy Grail. I'm talking about the wrong movie. The Ark of the Covenant itself is never fully shown to us till the end of the movie. We are on this journey with Indiana Jones trying to find it before we actually see it. On the way we meet Sala, who is Indy's friend and companion in, Morocco or whatever they are. And there's this monkey. Well, the monkey is working for the Nazis. So the monkey leads the Nazis right to them and all the information. And one thing that got me is that Marion is supposedly dead. And I don't know if she was intended to be dead and they decided, no, she's a great actress, they'll keep her alive. Because there's no way. She's trapped in this basket. It's put on this truck. And the truck explodes. How did she survive? The only way I could think was that, oh no, we need the actress for the second half. So they just wrote her in there. But it makes no sense to me how she's still alive. It's very confusing. In Indy and Sala, Indy finds where it's located. It's literally right there from where they're digging, but they do not know what they have. So Indy sneaks over and he starts digging. And how they don't find him right away, they do eventually find him, but they find this cabin and they open it up, and inside, snakes everywhere. And it's the great line, the floor moves. And he opens it up and he throws down he throws down his torch and he says, snakes, why has it gotta be snakes? And then Sala's great line, asps, very dangerous. John Rhys-Davies is great. He's fantastic in everything I've seen him in, even those horrible Anaconda films. But he is fantastic in this film as well. And they find the Ark, and the Nazis take the Ark, and they leave Indy and Sala down there. Or Indy and Marion, because he finds Marion, but he realizes he can't take Marion, or that will alert them to his presence. So he leaves her there, but she escapes, but she doesn't escape, and she gets kind of thrown down there. How she's not injured, I don't know, but they're stuck down there, and they get out because there's light. Because there's a place where the snakes are coming from, and he finds the way out, and they get out, but then they take Marion again. And so now we get this, they're on a submarine. But then Indy is there when they get there, because there was a deleted scene where Indy was holding on to the submarine the entire time. This movie is fantastic. Truly a legendary film. We get to the climax where both Indy and Marion are tied up, and they're going to open the Ark. And so the Nazis, they want to take it directly to the Fuhrer, directly to Hitler. But it is Belloc who wants to open it there. And he says, do you want to take this to the Fuhrer not knowing what's inside and find out there was nothing? That's a good point. But also, after we find out what happens when you open it, you kind of wish they did take it to Hitler, because war over, right? He's dead now, war's over, no World War II no more. I'm just saying. And yes, the fantastic special effects when they open it and they see this just sand, and then you hear just the wailing and the sound and the special effects, and this is Spielberg at his best. And Indy's yelling, don't look at it, to Marion, and they have their eyes closed, and then like this the whole time, Indy's not really facing that direction, but he still keeps his eyes closed, so I think it still works, and everyone dies, and just the way it melts their face and goes down, it's fantastic. The special effects, at least in the first three movies, are beyond par. They are amazing, and especially in this film. And, Indy was commissioned by these CIA agents, one of them Porkins from Star Wars. Oh, you might also know him as Eckhart from Batman 1989. But in the end, they take the Ark. They told Indy he could put it in the museum, and at the end, they just take the Ark. And all they say is, top men are looking at it. Who? Top men. And then they show us it's in this warehouse, which they come back to in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But it's in this warehouse, and we find out in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is Area 51, which should include you in on what's going on in that movie, but I'm just saying. So to close out, he and Marion are sort of a couple by the end of this. And Marcus, he got gypped off. They're not happy, but they found proof that it exists, and that should be more than enough. This film is fantastic. You know what? I don't usually do this for a second time watch, but I'm giving Raiders of the Lost Ark a 10. Wish I could do graphics. This is an amazing film. One you should show your kids. I'm glad I got a chance to watch this with my son. It's an amazing film. So what are your thoughts on Raiders of the Lost Ark? Let me know in the comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. Come join me on this journey as I go through the Indiana Jones films. I'm trying to knock out the first 3 today, do the 4th one tomorrow. I don't know how much time that's going to take, but I'm going to try to end them before I go to bed at night. I got to work in the morning, but I'll try to figure it out. Until then, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.